Hello, welcome to Sustainable Solutions with Planet Aid, the podcast that explores sustainable solutions for the most pressing issues facing our planet and communities today. I'm Planet Aid's Communications Manager, Haley Chitty, and I'm going to turn it over to our host, Planet Aid's Communication and Content Specialist, Monica Johnson. I'll jump back in later to ask a few follow-up questions. Monica, take it away.
Hello and welcome to Sustainable Solutions with Planet Aid. I'm going to be your guide for this journey as we take challenging situations and try to simplify them. And it's also an opportunity to talk to incredible people and organizations at the forefront of developing and implementing sustainable solutions. Change is not only possible, but it's essential, and it begins with understanding. So hit that subscribe button, because wherever you're watching or listening, you can hear more awesome sustainable conversations like the one we're about to have now. Today, we are talking to Emily Pickett, Executive Director of the nonprofit organization Sharp Dressed Man, located in Baltimore. And over the last 10 years, Sharp Dressed Man has helped over 12,000 men to look and feel their best with reused suits, dress, shirts, ties, and even more as they enter into the workforce. And Emily is going to tell us about it all. So welcome, Emily. How are you?
Good. Thank you guys for having me. So, yes, I'm Emily. I'm the executive director of Sharp Dressed Man. We are a nonprofit. We're located 250 West Dickman Street, Baltimore, Maryland. Every Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m., we provide free professional attire and haircuts as well to men in need. And this is all from donated recycled suits and other accessories and clothing. And then we also take our mission on the road with our mobile suit bank, the Sharp Dressed Van.
Very good. You just answered a lot of my questions just in that brief introduction, but I'm going to just slow it down a little bit. Emily, first of all, congratulations, because I know that you just became the executive director earlier this year. Tell me about that.
It's been very recent, actually, in the past 2 weeks, but I've been a volunteer for 2 years now, so I'm very excited and looking forward to it.
Can you give us a little bit of history? What inspired the organization's mission of providing professional clothing to men entering or re-entering the workforce?
So the founder, my boss, Christopher Schaefer, he started getting into the custom suiting business. And as people are buying the new suits, they have their old suits that maybe don't fit them and things of that nature. So there was this man who left him with 2 bags of clothes and he needed something to do with them. And he just told him, get rid of these, do something with them. He didn't want to throw them away, obviously. So he started to donate them to like helping up mission, places like that help the community around. And eventually the scale just got so massive that he founded Sharp Dressed Man.
Wow. Wow. That's an incredible story. Um, yeah. How did you personally get involved with Sharp Dressed Man?
So I began when I was in my senior year of college as an intern for Christopher Schaefer Clothier, which is a suiting business. And part of the deal is I go into the suit shop and I do, all that work. But on Wednesdays, they close the shop and they go to the mission. So I started just going with them every week and I fell in love with it. And long story short, now I'm here.
And I read a little bit about the fact that you majored in fashion, and you do merchandising as well.
Yes, I graduated from Stevenson University in Owings Mills, Maryland, and I was a fashion design major and a merchandising minor.
Wow. Very good. So you're bringing a lot of experience to this position.
Yeah, trying my best.
Very good. 2 weeks. My goodness. So how has it been in the last 2 weeks?
It's been good. We're looking forward to our spring fundraising event. We're doing Prom Through the Decades. That's going to be April 25th at the Concept House in Towson. But it's like, a fun prom night, all in benefit of sharing our mission. We're going to have some men who have been through our program speak and share their stories. So it'll be a really good time.
Wow, that sounds really awesome. Oh my goodness. And I'm sure that you're getting a lot of people who are wanting to come to the event, huh?
Absolutely.
Tell us how they can go ahead and get information about it.
So tickets are available now online. The website is www.sharpdressedman.org/SDMprom, and they can be purchased. Right now we're doing an early bird special, so $50 per ticket. And we're also doing a couples deal but it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun time to dress up. We're going to do a silent auction, hopefully some cheesy prom photo booth.
That sounds just about right. Sharp Dressed Man has had such a powerful social impact story because it's so relatable. So, how do you see the connection between confidence, appearance, and opportunity for the men that you serve? How does that connection come together?
I think the way that I see men walk in on the Wednesday morning and walk out, it's night and day.
Mm,
Especially for men, I think it's harder for them sometimes to ask for help, whether it's personality or not having access to as many programs, especially like a fashion looks type thing. But definitely, we fill a gap where all these other amazing programs, they can get them ready and workplace ready, but sometimes the key thing they're missing is literally just the outfit to go in. And, we work in the suiting business as well, so we know the prices are not accessible to a lot of people. So it's very moving for people to come in and some days get fully changed, get a haircut, and then go straight to the interview.
wow. And I know for sure that that haircut is one of the most important things to make people feel like, they're well put together, like they're groomed. So
Yes.
that's a wonderful service. Tell me a little bit about how you get people to, there's got to be a wonderful volunteer kind of structure there for like
Yeah.
the haircuts and the donations even.
So we are almost entirely volunteer based. The barbers that have been working with us, one of them, Jason, he's been working with Chris and Sharpest Man for as long as it's been open. They do it completely on their own time. JR is another barber who's recently joined us, but they do it all for free. They take off work. It's, you know, just a project for 'em.
That's awesome. That's incredible because it is, I mean, it's a sacrifice, but at the same time it's such a wonderful sacrifice that,
Mhm.
that they're getting fulfilled by. So, can you share a memory or a story of someone whose life was changed through your program? And I know that you said that some of them will be speaking at the event.
So I think one of the most impactful things that I've seen through the program is people that have come during a hard time, got suited up, maybe I don't see them for a little bit, and then they've come back to volunteer. So we have two men like that currently right now, and I've seen them come and get suited up, and then later once they're back on their feet and they have their job and everything, they want to give back and they'll come in on Wednesdays. Mr. Shu is one of them. That's who we call it, Robert Burgess, but Mr. Shu, he now every single Wednesday is there serving other men just like him to give out shoes and size them properly and make sure they're all good to go.
And I think that, people might think that there's a profile for this, but I'm pretty sure that you serve pretty much anybody and everybody from all walks of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, absolutely. We used to have maybe a more formal system, and we still do work with rehabilitation programs and different missions, and they will refer people to us. But the doors are open to everyone. All you have to do is show up Wednesday at noon. That's it. If you're in need, even it's all men's clothes. Sometimes we have women come in if they want to wear a suit. We will not turn anyone away if we don't have to.
That's awesome. What partnerships or collaborations have been key in expanding your reach in Baltimore and beyond?
Think helping up mission is definitely a great place because it's where we got started. We work with a lot of veterans programs as well. We are part of a reentry organization, which is tons of nonprofits throughout the Baltimore area that are working for returning citizens. And so we all really work together and they refer people to us. And yeah.
The first time I saw the van was at and I wouldn't even call it a van. It looks just a truck that
Yeah, it's
is
an old
all
mail truck actually.
right. Yeah, that was so cool to see because you have the suits all in there and people were ready to get into the truck and kind of look through the suits and things like that. Tell me a little bit about that service, the van service.
So the van is so great because one of the problems with being mainly volunteer based is we have such a short window. Wednesdays, that's like when people are in work or school or whatever. And also, we're by Hanover Street Bridge, tucked in the corner, and there's not even like a direct bus line very right
Hmm.
there. So the van, we can go out anywhere. Really, I was asked the other day, what's the limits with the van? If we can make it there in one day, we will go. If we have the gas, we will go. So
Very
it's
good.
helpful to we go to a lot of schools, we go to a lot of job fairs, and we'll park right out front. And that's for the people that we're going to the organization. That's also for the people walking by on the street. If they see something, they can come by and they can get it. Now, we don't do haircuts, unfortunately, through the van, but it's the same experience. We will size you, we will suit you up, we'll pick you accessories and everything like that.
And the tailoring aspect to me is just awesome that you're able to do that as well. You also incorporate some of your volunteers into that, if I'm correct, if I read that correctly.
For the van,
With the well, not with the van, I'm sorry, just with the program in general. With the tailoring, do you also train volunteers to do that?
so we don't provide like tailoring alterations, but we do, all of our volunteers, they know how to measure, they know how to size. A lot of them are pretty sharp dressers themselves, so they definitely put their personal style into it.
Okay, just going back a little bit, because your background again, fashion and merchandising, did you ever think that you would be able to relate this to reuse? Because that's, it's fashion, but it's also reuse. So tell me a little bit about how these two worlds come together.
So when I was in college, actually, I have like the best program director ever, Dr. Leslie Simpson, who is very focused on sustainability. So it's definitely something she put in the forefront of every student's mind. I actually did a research program there, and it was for creating a sustainable leather out of kombucha material. So I've always had a passion for it, and definitely seeing how in Sharp Dress Man, all the clothes are donated. These are things that people don't have any use for. Or we get a lot of stories where it's like, these are my late father's clothes, and I don't want them to just go anywhere. Like, I want them to be used and go to a place where people will appreciate them. And that's also something that we can provide. So it's the emotional aspect as well as the environmental aspect.
That's great. The clothing reuse and donations are a major part of sustainability, as you just said. Does the organization look at it at reducing textile waste as a pillar for the operation, or is it more of a great auxiliary benefit?
Think it's less so of the core focus, but without it, we wouldn't have a mission at all, right? Especially talking about how that man gave Chris some bags of clothes, and Chris thought to himself, well, I can't just throw them away. They go hand in hand, but it's something that the way our mission and organization is set up, we don't even have to think about it because the clothes just come in and we give them out.
One thing that Haley likes to say a lot is that little choices and little changes can create a big change. So I think about that man who dropped off that bag of clothes, and what did he even expect that he would inspire? That's
Right,
that's
exactly.
amazing. What he did has gone on for over a decade and has helped thousands. So, what would you say to that, people who are potentially thinking about, dropping off a suit or something like that?
Well, they always put it best, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and that is really how it is. You might think about it maybe as, this suit doesn't look good on me, or I don't work anymore, so it doesn't fit me. But this could be someone's suit that they're wearing to their next job interview, or to their program graduation, or the daddy daughter dance, anything like that. It all has a use. And I also have some questions when I get like, these are my clothes from the 70s or the 60s or something. No one's going to want these. Someone will want them. Some man that has great style is going to be like, oh my God, I have not seen this in 50 years. I'm so glad it's here.
Well, that's great. So really anybody can just drop off. They can
Yeah.
drop off and they can be assured that something will happen with these clothes.
Yeah, we have a 24/7 drop off. It's in our parking lot. Again, it's 250 West Dickman Street, but that is always open. And then we'll just go collect the clothes as they come in. And we also provide tax receipts for any donations as well.
And, where do most of your suits and professional clothing come from? I know that there's, you have some partners. Like, what's your typical donor?
Our typical donor, what I would say is honestly men that are retiring and they were businessmen or they were lawyers and they have this whole collection of suits and they don't need it anymore, or people that have lost a loved one who had a whole closet full of clothes and they want it to go to somewhere that it will have an impact because these clothes mean something to them.
It's good. How do you ensure quality and suitability for clients?
So every Tuesday, 6 to 8, we also go in and volunteer to prepare for our Wednesday mission. And during that time, as well as on Wednesdays when we have the time, we go and check every piece of clothing. Generally, the rule of thumb is if you wouldn't put it on yourself, I don't feel comfortable giving it out to someone, right? So we go through it all and then we size it. You know, if something's really unwearable, then we'll have to figure out something else to do with it.
Mhm.
But, you know, we do inspect everything. And then when you come in, you get measured, you get the shirt measurement, the chest measurement, and we dig through the racks until you find something you're confident in to wear.
Is there a limit on the times the client can access your service? Like, for instance, they have a second job interview. Can they come back again and get another shirt and tie or suit?
Yeah, they can come in. There are cases where people will come in and try to take like 100 suits from us. Like that's not cool.
No.
But definitely, absolutely, we have people that we see every single week, and we're happy to see them.
Very good. And you open up your organization again to volunteers. Tell me some of the volunteer services that happen.
So the volunteers, they come in, they work one on one with clients. So they go in, they measure them, they style them. They can also do more of a background role, which is maintaining the space or sorting the clothes and sizing them. We have volunteers that'll come out onto the van to different organizations and talk to people. Our volunteers, we spread a lot of our service through word of mouth. So, going and sharing what we do at maybe your church or something, getting people to come in and receive our services. It really, without the volunteers, there is no Sharp Dress Man.
And when you see some of the people who are entering into your into Sharp Dress Man coming to your facility, is there any tentativeness? Do you feel that they are embarrassed about circumstances sometimes, or what is the general feeling when they come in sometimes?
I definitely do see that. Like I was saying, I think men are less likely to ask for help. So they'll come in and they'll be kind of standoffish sometimes. And it's also I mean, I'll be like, please, you can take this, you can take this, you can take this. And they're like, I only need one. I only need one, which is very nice, but I would like to give as much as I can to you. Um, but I see the change almost immediately once they're going into the fitting room and actually putting the clothes on and see themselves in the mirror. Because once they can see themselves in it and see themselves in a way that feels good about themselves, they can relax, they can put their guard down, and they can just be confident.
That's really good. I'm so glad that this service is available. Just just thinking about the fact that I used to work in a place that had reentry as well, and the need is there.
Yeah.
The need is definitely there. Next for Sharp Dress Man, are there any upcoming initiatives? I know that we have the show that's coming up, the prom show that's coming up. Any expansions or goals that you're excited about?
So the prom is probably our most important fundraiser. If you want to support us, you can buy tickets and come. But with that, I would love to do with Sharp Dress Man is really expand our hours and our outreach. Luckily, me and Archie Jameson, he drives the van. He's a great driver, which is great because I am not. We've been going out and trying to book as many events as we possibly can. So we have a packed schedule. We're really trying to get the van on the road and just serve as many people as we can this year. That's the goal, to expand our numbers and expand our time. And I would love to even possibly in the future expand our Wednesday window at our home shop. So here's
Very
hoping
good.
to it.
Very good. Sounds like you've got a lot of plans for the organization as the new executive director. You have a lot of love in Baltimore, in the Baltimore community. I was looking at, actually, I wasn't even looking at the Sharp Dressed Man website. I was looking at some influencers, and there was like shout outs in so many places to Sharp Dressed Man. I was like, what is this? I mean, I knew what it was, but the love was just so palpable. So tell me a little bit about this. What do you attribute to that?
Think Baltimore is really, people are very genuine down here and they want to help each other. It helps, that people, they want to help out, they want to go out of their way to help their community. I think we really understand here that it does take a village, so people do their best to be part of the village. Sharpters Man also, we're a nonprofit, but we operate under the Baltimore Fashion Alliance. We're like a program of it technically. So that's starting back up in this spring, and that's going to be free fashion networking to hopefully bring more people together. But really, it's we just go out and talk to people.
Very good. How do you see the future of sustainable fashion nonprofits like yours evolving over the next few years?
Hoping that it expands. I think people have really, really gotten to understand like, the dangers of fast fashion and the need for sustainability now more than ever. There's definitely a lot of people wanting to donate clothes and being mindful about their purchases, which I think is good. So I think there's definitely room for growth and expansion.
Good. And finally, how can listeners support or learn more about your work? Again, I know that you already gave us the website, but if you can tell us again, because I think you were talking specifically about the prom before.
So the website is www.sharpdressedman.org. We're also on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn as well. That's a really good place. We've been doing testimonials every week from people that have come in, and it's great to hear different stories. We also, you can come by and see us every Wednesday, 250 West Dickman Street by the Hanover Street Bridge across from the peninsula, and that's 12 to 2 p.m.
Very good. It's going to turn it over to Haley now.
It's just such a great intersection of fashion and charity and environmentalism. It just really fits right in. I really appreciated the piece you're talking about. Men have a harder time asking for help. And I know that people in these situations are often there because of circumstances outside of their control. So it can be really hard to kind of reach out for help because you're sort of admitting that you need it. But I'm also wondering on the flip side of that, do you see people who get help want to return that? I'm thinking men are also probably a little more eager to provide help if asked. So I'm just wondering if you kind of see the flip side is true.
Yeah, I do see the flip side of the people that have come through our program and come back to volunteer every week. And I'm saying they are the most kind hearted, generous people you could ever meet. Sometimes I show up for the volunteering and everyone is already there like an hour before me, already working. um, but it's definitely great. We have people, I love to see this too, that come in one week and I see them the next week and they say, well, I'm not here for me today, but I brought my friends and I brought my family. And that is incredible as well.
And do you guys have any other partners in the sort of career reentry field? I'm just wondering, I'm sure they come for a suit and a haircut, but you could also direct them in other directions as well.
So we definitely, a lot of the men that come in are already part of existing programs. But one place that I do direct people to a lot, because we only serve men or unless you're a woman who can fit into men's clothes. Dress for Success, there's like the woman's counterpart of what we do. But we actually used to be in the same building, not anymore, but we do help each other out a lot.
That's awesome. We're very familiar with Dress for Success. I'm just wondering if you could give us, I always like anecdotes and individual stories. So I know Monica already put you on the spot here, but I'm just wondering if you could give us an example of like the most traumatic turnaround or transformation that you've seen. Or are they all very dramatic?
I mean, I think it's like, well, I'm not gonna mention the name just
No.
in
Yeah, I'm
case he
just
doesn't
kind of
want.
trying to get a
Yeah.
sense of a specific.
There's a man who volunteers with us and he had come in and he was going through a hard time and this was not too long ago, didn't have anything to his name, needed some clothes, and um I didn't see him for a while. I honestly didn't see him for a while, and I wasn't really sure what happened to him. 6 months later, comes back and is back to volunteer every single week. So it's things like that. Like, even I don't really have like a traumatic or story to share or anything like that. But I had a guy come in the other day and he gave us all hugs at the end of it and said, "This is the first time that anyone's ever been nice to me." And that just broke my heart because it really is, especially if you're a returning citizen, you've often been treated just, like an animal for who knows how long. And a little bit of respect for anybody goes a long way.
Awesome. And then they turn around and do it to the next person.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time. I think that's really about it. Monica covered it pretty well. Just fascinating to hear. I'd love to see some of the transformations too. So
That's
awesome.
lovely.
All right. Well, I'll turn it back over to you, Monica.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Sustainable Solutions with Planet Aid. I do want to thank our guest, Emily Pickett from Sharp Dressed Man, and just wonderful stories. What a wonderful mission and much success as, again, the new executive director. And thank you for joining us for this episode of Sustainable Solutions with Planet Aid. We hope you've been inspired by the ideas that we've explored today, and we encourage you to search for sustainable solutions you can pursue and be a good steward in your neck of the woods and beyond. Haley?
Thanks so much. A few reminders to our listeners on the way out. If you want to stay connected with us and stay informed, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and please share it with your friends, family, and colleagues. Together, taking little steps, we can make a big difference. And remember, change starts with awareness and action. So let's keep the conversation going. Feel free to reach out on us on social media, through our website, and share your thoughts, ideas, and stories with us. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, it's a big world out there, but every small change counts. Together, we can build a better, more sustainable future. Thanks much.